Okay, good evening everyone. Can everybody hear me that's standing in the back? I'm up here by the big screen here. All right, how are we doing? We got some hands raised in the back that can actually hear this microphone. Yes, okay. Well, welcome everyone. I know you're finishing up your dinners, and I am fortunate to be the first speaker this evening. And I am Paul Andrews, the proud president and CEO of the National Western Stock Show and Complex. And here tonight, I staged a couple of these people up front to talk for me. So thank you. Anyway, I thought I'd start off by just recapping just a little bit about how this year's National Western Stock Show actually went. Many of you work it, obviously. All of you work it in a volunteer capacity. But sometimes you miss some of the numbers and so forth. So let me go through some of that with you so you can celebrate with me tonight and the rest of the National Western staff in attendance what ended up being the second highest National Western Stock Show attendance in the 109-year history of this organization. More than 682,000 people came through our gates in the 16 days of the National Western Stock Show. And that is an increase of more than 40,000 people year over year. And it is the second highest of all time by more than 10,000 from the third highest of all time. So it was absolutely a fantastic year. And as I've said to many of you that have been here each and every year as volunteers, and I will say it every year at this party, because it's the God's honest truth, we cannot run the National Western Stock Show without everybody that is sitting in these chairs right here. So please give yourselves a round of applause. So this year's show had a few firsts, so just so you can mark in your head, hey, when was the first year the National Western Stock Show barbecue throwdown? Well, it was this year. Yeah. So for the first time, we had a barbecue contest out in Lot H over there by the Event Center, and I'll tell you, each and every one of you could have won a lot of money from me on opening day, because I would bet maybe that barbecue contest was, you know, maybe we have 200-300 people. We had 40 teams out there, and we were selling these little $3 sampling tickets. And so I said, you know, maybe we sell 200, 300, 400 of those sampling tickets for people wanting to watch the barbecue contest and get a sample. We sold nearly 2,000 sampling tickets for that barbecue contest. And that is unbelievable. So I really think that is going to grow over time. We had 4 of the top 10 in the world were out there at a barbecue contest, and they loved it, and they'll be back. So I think that mark that as the first year of the barbecue contest. So 50 years from now, when you're sitting here, you can say, I remember when Paul said the first year of that was. Okay? We also started for the first time ever a rodeo known as the Cinch Super Shootout, where 8 teams from across the best rodeos in the world competed here with their team against Team National Western. And I'll tell you what, as hard as we tried to stack our team, and I'm telling you, we have a stacked team, we actually got beat. So next year, Leon, Vic, and I are going to be a little bit more vigilant on getting us a team that certainly wins the competition. But in live sports, you never know what can happen. But that is really going to be a great rodeo over time. Now, we're already looking at new events to bring here for next year. The staff always looks at me like I'm a little bit crazy when some of these ideas get flown out at meetings. And so one of the things we're looking at right now is, and tell me how you would like this, because I think it would just be awesome, but I might be crazy. Full contact jousting. We got people dressed in navy garb, full throttle, and running each other full throttle. Somebody's going off that horse. I think people are going to like that. Is anybody going to like that? So a few other fun facts from the stock Stock Show, we had guests from 27 countries here. That's great. And we had 40 states represented at the National Western Stock Show. And we generated economic impact of $100 million for the Denver metro region. So, man to man, I'll tell you, congratulations to all of you. I'm celebrating that with you. So some volunteer program facts. Kelly always comes up with some good stuff for me here. There were 650 volunteers, and you all contributed 30,505 hours so far during the 2015 year. With the mini complex shows requesting volunteers, we foresee a record number of volunteer hours this year. So the 30,000 hours, can you imagine if we had to pay you all at the great value you represent, which is probably around $100 an hour, right? Probably really $100 an hour out there. We could never do it, right? So again, you are the driving force, along with the staff of the National Western, that actually makes this happen. So I hope you take as much pride in that as I do. And I have said this every year, and I'll also say it again. When I retire, I will be a volunteer. I will be standing hand in hand with you. So we did have a trivia contest at the Citizen West Dinner this year. I want to make sure you all know the answer. There are 4 events that fund our scholarship trust. Okay, and that scholarship trust this year is going to give out 80 scholarships to students that are attending schools across Colorado predominantly and the University of Wyoming. And those students are going to receive scholarships ranging from $2,500 to $10,000 each. And that is really, really something we can all be proud of. So those events that fund the scholarship trust are as follows. The Coors Western Art Show. Many of you hopefully saw that come up out of here this year. They had more than $930,000 in art sales this year. Right? I mean, that is unbelievable. The Citizen West Dinner hosted over 1,000 guests for the first time ever this year. And that is the largest in its history. It's been going for about 37 years. So over the event center, more than 1,000 guests attended that. And the Junior Livestock Auction, another funder of the trust, went to another all-time record. $752,000 worth of animals were sold at the auction. That is an increase of almost $40,000 ahead of the prior year, which was the all-time record also. So I don't know when these all-time records are going to stop, but I hope it never stops. But you know, we'll see how it keeps going. But I'm sure proud of all the hard work everybody has done there. And the Roots and Business Lunch, which is the 4th funding source for the Scholarship Trust, was sold out once again. It's been sold out since the beginning of time, I think, and it was sold out again. So all in all, those 4 events are going to transfer more than $600,000 to the Scholarship Trust this year. So that is great news. Now on the front of what the heck are we doing with the complex and trying to improve the complex, I know I get asked that question a lot, and I should get asked that question a lot because I'm working on it probably 80% of my day. So we're down to one hurdle, to be honest with all of you. That one hurdle is we have to get a yes vote on a ballot measure that I hope to have and intend to have on the ballot this November. So this master plan that we've had for the new National Western Center, with great partners like Colorado State University, great partners like History Colorado, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, and obviously the City and County of Denver, we have shown the master plan to the world. We have announced how it will be funded, and how it's predominantly going to be funded is from an extension of a tax that currently exists, known as the visitor's tax. That visitor's tax is being charged on hotel rooms downtown, and so the visitors essentially, with just a vote of the citizens of Denver, the visitors will pay for the brand new complex known as the National Western Center. So yes, so if you're a Denver voter, your question is going to look something like the following. And I'm not the question writer, but I've sold stuff for a lot of my life. And I keep looking at this concept thinking, could anyone really vote no to, here's the deal, you're going to save the National Western Stock Show for the next 100 years. You're going to create a complex that celebrates agriculture for 365 days a year, right in I-70. It's going to be the most celebrated place in the United States for agricultural education with partners like CSU. And we're asking you to vote yes to no tax increase, zero tax increase, just extend the visitor's tax for up to 20 years, and this complex will be built. Now, I might be brain dead, but I gotta tell you, that's a pretty easy vote for me. Is that not an easy vote for the rest of you to check that yes box? And I hope I'm not overdoing this, but that's what it's basically going to be when we go out with the November ballot this year. And then we will start the planning process that will put a shovel in the ground in 2016. And this entire complex, with all new buildings outside of our historic structures, the stadium arena will be saved, preserved, and renovated. Which was built in 1909. That baby is going to stand and it's going to be celebrated. The Livestock Exchange building is going to stand and be celebrated. And the historic yards are going to be rebuilt in such a way that we all can celebrate what they mean to the history of this great organization as well as to the present day only yard show in the United States. It's held right here. So that is coming quickly. It's not just a plan anymore. It's been voted on by City Council, 13-0 in approval. It's been voted on by the Denver Planning Board, 10-0 approval. So we are heading there, and we only have one hurdle. So if you know Denver voters, make sure they're voting for the right thing this November. And that's us. We're the right thing. So with that, we are honored to have with us tonight an individual that I've known for many years at the National Western. She has been a volunteer for us on many occasions throughout her young life, and she is now a recipient of one of our scholarships up at Colorado State University. So without further ado, please help me welcome Miss Ashley Baller.